Hi guys, it's Miss Trish. I'm going to be reading you a story and also telling you a bit about a holiday we have coming up. People always say, oh, this holiday is the beginning of summer. Not what this holiday is about, but it does start the summer season, people think. It's Memorial Day. So Memorial Day is a holiday that we have on the last Monday in May. It's always the last Monday in May. It is similar to, but not quite the same as Veterans Day, which we have in November. So Memorial Day is actually the day that we have to honor any of the men and women from our U.S. military, that is the Army, the Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Coast Guard, who have been killed in action. So any of those, from any service member who was killed in action during from those five branches, we celebrate and honor and remember them on Memorial Day, and that's who it's for. It was started after the Civil War, so it began state by state. We weren't 50 states back then. There weren't 50 states yet. But we obviously had a war that broke apart the country. The country came back together, but different areas celebrated those who gave their life in service to the country on different days. That really wasn't so it was here and there, and to this day different states will still hold a different Memorial Day, but the federal holiday, the federal Memorial Day, is always the last Monday in May. It used to be May 30th, but they changed it to be the last Monday in May in 1971, which, if you think about it, wasn't really that long ago, considering this started back in 1868. About that time, that's about when the first one was in May 30th, 1868. So it started off just as remembering those who were killed during the Civil War, but then it went on to include those who were served in World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, and also Iraq and Afghanistan. We get our Veterans Day in November from World War I, because the November 11th, 1918 is when the World War I ended. But that is a holiday we remember and we thank all of our men and women in uniform, because obviously they do a job that not all of us can do. But Memorial Day is to remember those who gave their life serving our country so that we can have our freedoms. So that way we have the right to our rights, and we have our freedoms here in the United States. And a lot of the time we don't always remember. And I know it's hard to think about that right now. But that's what Memorial Day is, and that's what we should remember it for. So I'm going to read you a book, and I've read this book for years, and I really like it. It's kind of sad, but it kind of captures the idea of Memorial Day. So it's called The Wall. It's by the author, so the woman who wrote the story is Bunting, and the illustrator, the man who did the pictures, is Ronald Himmler. This is the wall, my grandfather's wall. Honor the names of those killed in a war long ago. Where's Grandpa's name, I ask. We have to find it, Dad says. He and I have come a long way for this, and we walk slowly searching. The wall is black and shiny like a mirror. I can see in it. I can see Dad and me. I can see the bare trees behind us and the dark flying clouds. A man in a wheelchair stares at the names. He does not have legs. I'm looking, and he sees me looking and smiles. Hi, son. Hi. His hat is soft, squashed green, and there are medals on it. His pant legs are folded back, and his shirt is a soldier's shirt. Almost as old as my grandma is hugging a man old as my grandpa would be. They are both crying. Shh, he whispers. Shh. Flowers and other things have been laid against the wall. There are little flags, an old teddy bear, and letters weighted with stones so they won't blow away. Someone has left a rose with a droopy head. Have you found Grandpa yet? I ask. No, Dad says. There are so many names. They are listed under the years when they were killed. I found 1967. That's when my grandpa died. Dad runs his fingers along the rows of print, and I do too. The letters march side by side, like rows of soldiers. They're nice and even. It's better printing than I can do. The wall is warm. Dad is searching. Albert A. Jensen, Charles Bronski, George Munoz. He mutters. His fingers stop moving. Here he is. My grandpa? I ask. Dad nods. Your grandpa. His voice blurs. My dad. He was just my age when he was killed. Dad's rubbing the name, rubbing and rubbing, as if he wants to wipe it away. Maybe he just wants to remember the way it feels. He lifts me so I can touch it too. We brought paper. Dad puts it over the letters and rubs on it with pencil so the paper goes dark and the letters show up white. You got parts of other guys' names on there too, I tell him. Dad looks at the paper. Your grandpa won't mind. They were probably friends of his anyway, I say. Dad nods. Maybe so. A man and a boy walk past. Could we go to the river now, Grandpa? The boy asks. Yes. The man takes the boy's hand. But button your jacket. It's cold. My dad stands still with his head bent. A bunch of big girls in school uniforms come down the path. Their teacher is with them. They're all carrying more of those little flags. Is this the wall for the dead soldiers, Miss Gerber? One of them asks in a loud voice. The names are the names of the dead, but the wall is for all of us, the teacher says. They make a lot of noise and ask a lot of questions. All at the time, Dad stands there with his head bowed, and I stand beside him. The girls stick their flags in the dirt in front of the wall and leave. Then it's quiet again. Dad folds the paper that has Grandpa's name on it and puts it in his wallet. He slides out a picture for me, one of those yucky ones they take at school. Mom made me wear a tie. Dad puts the picture on the grass below Grandpa's name. It blows away. I get it and put it back and pile some little stones on top. My face smiles up at me from under the stones. Grandpa won't know who I am, I tell Dad. I think he will, Dad says. I move closer to him. It's sad here. Dad puts his hand on my shoulder. I know, but it's a place of honor. I'm proud that your grandfather's name is on this wall. I am too. I am. But I'd rather have my grandpa here, taking me to the river, telling me to button my jacket because it's cold. I'd rather have him here. Okay, nope. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial honors the men and women of the armed forces of the United States who served in the Vietnam War. On it are listed the names of those who gave their lives and those missing in action. So, if you ever want to check out the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, you can actually go visit it. It is in Washington, D.C., so you may have to wait a while. But it does look like this. It's actually two kind of walls that kind of come and meet together in the shape of a V. And so there were 58,318 names on it of men and women who were either killed in action or were classified as missing in action, so they don't know, they haven't been accounted for. If they were killed in action, there's a diamond next to their name. If they are missing in action, there's a cross there. If they find out that they survived and were alive, then they put a circle on the cross. If they find out that and their remains are identified, then a diamond is put over the cross. The names of the first men killed, which are from 1959, are at the very end, so in the smallest part of the wall, and then it gets bigger as it goes along, and it ends, as I said, in a V, so in the shape of a V. So, and it ends with the last names being from May 15th, 1975. So that's quite a span of time. That's about close to 15 and a half years. Of just, and like I said, there's a lot of names on there. But there are other things at the memorial site you can also see there. There's also a, there's the 3 servicemen statue, which is, and that's facing the wall. There's a statue for women who served in the military in Vietnam, and the flag, their flags are always flying, and that's the American flag and the POW/MIA flag. Just a lot of times you see that they're flying together, and it's a black flag, and it says POW/MIA, which is prisoners of war missing in action. So it's if you guys ever get down to Washington D.C., it's one of the great memorials to go visit. There's that one that honors the men and women, as I said, who served, and it's interesting to walk and very quiet. And as it says in the book, the names are listed by date of when they were killed, not in alphabetical order. So if you know someone who was killed in action in Vietnam, you actually have to go look for where the name will be, which line the name will be on the wall. But there's also one for the Korean War. There's also one for World War II. There are a bunch of great memorials in DC. If you would like to check out, you can check it out. You can go on to the National Park Service website and check out the pictures of what the Veterans Memorial looks like, because it was actually, they decided to, it was made in, they got the idea from a woman who's named Maya Lin. She's the architect of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, but she won a contest when she was 21 years old. So they had the idea in 1979, and in 1980 they got the land, and then it was opened. They actually opened it on Veterans Day in 1982. So it was dedicated. So it hasn't been there that long, overall. But if you can get down there, it's, as I said, it's another great memorial to the men and women who served in our U.S. forces, which is why we have Memorial Day. And that is what is coming up. And usually you guys would not be having school on Memorial Day, but we're not in school anyway because of all the craziness right now. So, I hope you like the story. I know kind of some people may get a little sad from it, but as I always tell you guys, we always have to thank those who serve, because we get the reward from it. We have our freedoms. So, I'll see y'all later. Bye!